Hi, Virgo. I'm Lisa, the High Priestess, and I like to tell stories because they'll be unique. It will not resonate with everyone because I really do not like it to resonate with everyone. If everyone was the same, they will be just clones, but it actually is like that when we are procreating and creating clones of ourselves. Anyways, press like, subscribe, notification bell. With the notification bell, you can get my lives. If not, you have to wait 12 hours. I ate chocolate again. Some about chocolate. Beyonce, love drought. Isn't it funny how if you've been watching me for a long time, you would know I predicted a lot of crazy shit out here. What we record with our eyes. My channel's a hater-free channel. If it's bad, it's for you. Not just like I'm kidding. If it's good, it's for you. Good things are for the people that I love. But unfortunately, bad things happen to good people. And sometimes it happens more than often. Except we're taught, like, to forget about things really easily. Like, find some kind of toxic that you like, and then you take it and you run with it. And you find your vice. And if you're not on that vice, it almost feels like everything isn't okay. When in fact, okay is a state of mind. In fact, your body is like an engine and it works very differently. Right now, for some reason, I feel like going into a pile of my books and diving. Book diving, someone could be a real reader. Today on TikTok, I saw something very crazy. I had seen you guys ever watch I think her last name is Hart. She had long black hair and bangs, and medium or psychic or something. I think it was her TV show that she had, but it was make believe. She was an actress, and in this, it was like she was a medium. She went to go see another tarot reader, and the tarot reader that she pulled out some cards, and so she was reading into her, and she was like, "You're very gifted," And the girl, pretty much went. Was led to be around this girl for some reason. Okay. And this reason was, what else? I can feel someone judging my skin, like every wrinkle and stuff like that. So also someone can read faces. Do you know there's certain lines of your body tell you your kind of personality? Also reading body language. I would like to say I'm talking to a psychologist or maybe a Mason or high ranking Mason. You read a lot of books to study human analogy, human anatomy. Did you know human anatomy at one time was witchcraft? But you didn't know that. Did you? Not everyone knows that. I'm a different kind of teacher. I'm not getting paid for this shit. Everything I do on YouTube is charity work. Everything I'm doing is charity. Damn near charity. We all carry different gifts. Some of us carry more than one. Do you know how you earn them? By the universe giving you experiences from what you seek out. So when I was sitting down, having a full blown panic attack / seizure yesterday, I don't know what I would like to call it. Psychologist. Speaking on to a psychologist. Psychology. Did you know that these doctors back in the day had to go grave digging to find bodies and dissect a person from their skin after they were pronounced dead? What was the cause of the death by looking at the body, the naked body, cutting inside of it and going into the meat? This is when you're going to science, breaking things up into a science down to the very last pebble. I want to tell you that I came across a person because maybe I'm sharing my experiences of what the world has given to me. What experiences had the world given to you, Virgo? Do we really carry the similar path? Are we really connected? Or is it my gift that makes me connected to you? Or is it your gift connected to me? Or is it like a story like E.T. and that little boy that was riding the bike over the moon? Put your finger on the dot. Your fingerprint is very unique. Would they have known that back in the day? When we were discovering our vehicle, who we really are. How we're broken down from a woman to a man. How we're broken down with these emotions in this body. Anyways, on this TikTok, I shared it because I think that it's important for people to know that just because someone's spiritual, that doesn't mean they don't carry demons. They don't carry angels. Doesn't mean they don't carry them. They carry both. Some prefer to talk to the dark more than what they prefer to the light. I'm not here to judge what people do. It's not my fucking job. Sometimes a psychic's job is just to tell it how it is at that point. Well, anyways, moving on forward to this movie or the skit that I was watching. The girl is known to be a medium. So the medium was led by a dead spirit, or I don't know. Her job is to release the dead. And she was led to a psychic. And the psychic was pulling out the cards. And she starts telling her, I talk to spirits. After she threw out the cards and was like, you're very spiritual, I talk to spirits. And she started to get spooked. She started to get her fucking cards all together. Because she had her pulling oracle cards, by the way. She didn't have her pulling out the tarot. Oracle cards will always tell you the most positive things, even when it's negative. And so the spirit, is talking to her and was like, I led you here to this psychic because her and her boyfriend murdered me. And then it stops the skit. They had the cards laid out like that. Let me tell you something about this color. Psychics. How your spirit can see you. You see this? It's the color of my eyeshadow. And look, here's the color again. And again. Color coordinated. Yo. Color coordinated down to the T. I would show you the cool things I got here, but people can't handle it. All right, so she had laid out the cards just like this. So there's one on fire and there's one of the earth. And then there's that spirit that led you there. Do you know psychics are often sought out from the Masons for the Masons to help them solve unsolved murders? Because this ain't always about, me looking into your future. This is my channel. I am my own boss. Shout out to YouTube. Making us independent creators. Dump all the crap on us. I'm kidding. Did a whole line of woke and awareness, which can be a very dangerous thing. Do you understand me? I'm going to tell you why I feel like this little skit, I'm playing it off. If we have such a powerful medium that can even expose other mediums for doing horrible things, you know what makes it dangerous? Is that now you got two spiritual people, one for the good and one for the bad. So the gatekeeper, that will be someone that has the gates opened or has the kind of ability to free spirits. And then there's people that haven't bounded to this world. Would it not be graveyard digging? Sacrificing another life for your spiritual gifts. There's some people into some really dark shit. Then there's people that are really into dark shit, but it's not about being dark. It's about the knowledge that you have from the dark side. You have to have knowledge on the dark in order to know light. You cannot know light without having dark, because then you don't know the difference of what is dark and light. Your discernment will be all the way the fuck off. But I'm going to tell you something. You must see the good in people as much as you can, because people change. Now, I was thinking, in this situation, because there's plenty of situations when you put yourself in a situation that you didn't know how you got there, or you know information you shouldn't even know. Who in the fuck wants to follow a spirit into a homicide case and then coming up against another witch or another psychic? Because shit gets ugly. Then our spirits are fighting. I guess I'm also here to try to teach people etiquettes about things in this world, because people think they could get away with things for so long until here comes a wolf, the white wolf, or someone who embodies different kinds that can sense different things. Not everybody is meant to be a psychic that solves um what is it called, investigations. You could be watching a movie on mediumship. Also, they had that one on Peacock with that one girl, and people literally think they own psychics. It's what you choose to do with your gifts that define you. I also seen about, like, what a woman wants. I think that's what it is. When that man Mel Gibson, he gets this gift out of nowhere where he can hear women talking. And I thought to myself, That's hell of a gift. Then he developed the gift of being a psychic, but they didn't say that on there. He was just like, I just got the gift and I feel like it's a curse. Everybody thinks I'm an asshole. You know, probably you were. But if you knew what someone wanted, would it be called finessing? What if it's okay to be called an asshole? Because sometimes if you're too damn nice, people will take advantage of you and you would have saved yourself a whole lot of headache if you would have just been an asshole from the start. Excuse my slang. I love to cuss. I have a sailor mouth. It's one of my biggest sins. One of my biggest sins. I'm a sinner. I told the cancer today that I don't trust perfect people because perfect people have a lot to fucking hide. I believe in good spirited people. You mean well. You're learning in progress. Because people, it only takes one time to experience a certain thing and then they change. So why now doctors are not considered witches and warlocks? It's beyond fucking me. It's okay to save people from the world and all that, but Scientology is witchcraft? There's certain religions you can't do yoga. You can't drink certain things because it's of the devil. This is the devil card. And the energies in you fly out. And it tempers your angels into their worst behavior. Fasting, water, the process of cleansing. Oh, it's like, okay, so I feel like Spirit wants me to use this deck. I totally forgot to get it off of the floor. It fell down. But I'm going to take all these cards because I was trying to get somewhere. So I got the world card reversed. Some things are just not meant for the world to know. When these two women were going in the spiritual warfare against each other, I don't believe that she responded back to her about what she knew. Because sometimes you got to act like you don't know, even though you already know, or you already were told something. And I believe that even during, I think I've only gotten to watch a few episodes of these. I think her name is Melissa Hart, actually, to be honest with you. I don't know rights to any music if there's anything on there. Okay, so I get the 10 of Wands, the Moon card reversed. Nothing is hidden, but it's hidden away from the world, but it's not hidden from the spirit. The spiritual realm sees a lot. If these walls could talk, motherfuckers would be what? Yeah. The Hierophant reversed. I feel with the Hierophant reversed, I feel like those ill intentions that are hidden and not shown to the world can be seen by spirits in spiritual realm. For example, I could tell you, hey, have a good day. But in my thoughts, I'm thinking, hey, I hope you have a really fucking shitty ass day. But I'm like, hey, have a nice day. And I hope you're having a shitty ass fucking day, you fucking bitch. Spirits can hear those secret thoughts. Angels can hear those secret thoughts. demons. Back in the day before Scientology even really existed, I mean, only, in the evolution of science in the dark ages. Fuck, it left my mind. Spirit. I used to read a lot of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Is it you guys remember those scary books? I used to read a lot of scary books. I was fascinated with scary books when I was a kid. I was just drawn to it. And then one of the things that, back in the day, around the era of witch trials and stuff like that, they always said to be careful what you whisper when you think no one is hearing. Because you never know when you hear a laughter and it was a demon that's carrying out your evil deed. So I get the Two of Cups reversed. Two people sitting together, both of them not happy with what the spirit had to say because one was leading her to solve it and the other one was being exposed for a murder. Okay? The Two of Pentacles reversed. Someone's not playing. The Ace of Swords, this was a very deep rooted secret that nobody knew about. I get the Nine of Cups, and someone's unhappy to hear their own truth. When the ghost in the past comes back to haunt you, the Magician reversed, someone was in their worst behavior in the past. Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. And the spirits have not forgotten those little secrets that someone held on to. The Tower card. This could be an actual movie. I feel like Netflix, are you back at it again? I know there's a producer or someone that writes movies. I pray for justice on your behalf. I feel like you need to be paid your worth. I heard about the whole thing. I watched the news. Who would have known? I'm a psychic that likes to watch the news. They say not to, but you got to stay aware. I just like being ahead of the game a little bit, I guess. But not everything that you see is true. Because the cards were, see, the woman that committed the homicide, her spirits were not allowed to tell her the truth about who she was. You feel me? But her spirits were able to tell her who the fuck she was. So now we're playing poker. Poker face, poker face, poker face, poker face. Now, like I said, these stories don't resonate with everyone because some of these stories have actually been movies that have came out in theater and stuff like that. I thought it was a pretty cool gift I had to predict movies. I thought when I discovered that gift about myself, I was like, dude, you know what I could do with this? This could be a really cool movie that's coming out of a psychic, or someone had just watched that movie on Peacock. So if something like that came out, then I'm not really predicting anything, right? Because that movie or those movie series or that TV series, um, that was a long time ago. I think that was like when I was like 11 or 12 when it was coming out. It was in her era where she was very popular. She was a well-known actress. And then the Peacock one came out. It's the at Peacock. I don't know the actual name of it. It's a girl with strawberry blonde hair and some sun Ray Bans on or whatever. I don't know why I'm talking about this because from psychic to psychic, from psychic to psychic, you have to understand that sometimes your spirits will take you to a place where justice is necessary. And just because someone's a psychic doesn't mean that they're a good psychic. And I don't mean by talent. I mean their spirit might not mean well. And sometimes when you strike fear upon somebody, They will cast war on you because you know too much. There's a movie on is it Netflix where I watched it? Yeah, I think it is Border Town. I think it's called Border Town. It's a Canadian movie or something like that, or UK. He's a psychic slash police officer, and the city's corrupt. And so they're doing whatever the fuck they can to hide a bunch of murders. And the city's the one that hired you. Remote viewing with the CIA. What if there was a moment in your life that you couldn't predict accurately? And it was because the wrong person was paying attention to you. And your spirits could see what you cannot. So they numb your gifts. So you can't accurately predict something. So they don't think you're a psychic. So they think, and then they come to you quick in a moment where you could do something about it. Because then now they think you're stupid. They think, oh no, it's a show. She's not the real thing. She doesn't know I'm a murderer. She doesn't know that I committed all these crimes. She doesn't know. He doesn't know. He don't know. And I like to tell my stories that they're not going to resonate with everyone because damn, could you imagine 300 fucking people resonating with this? What if I had 300,000 people watching me and this was resonating with them? It makes you wonder what the fuck is going on in the world, right? And you put on the TV and the same thing I told you comes on. You turn on to the TV and you watch the same movie I'm watching. Then it makes you think about science and the neurons that are out there in the future. What in the world were you manifesting to come across someone like me? What was I manifesting to come across someone like you? What experiences of my life is teaching me right now as I sit next to you? Maybe psychology be out the world for me. Studying every fucking line I got, studying my hair, me studying you, you studying me. We're learning and growing together. I might be teaching you something you never ever heard, or I might just repeat something that might take you somewhere in life. Detectives, homicide detectives, have a very serious job to serve and protect. Sometimes being the good guy means you're going to be a villain to a lot of bad guys. I thought about this a long time ago, about 5 years ago, and a very crazy time of my life. By the way, did you know 2019 was the year of the enemy? If you made your money crooked in any kind of way in 2019, that karma comes. When I found that out, I was like, my goodness, astronomy is fucking amazing. Just like on February 2nd, was it 2022 or was it February 22, 2022? Where in that same constellation of time, there was a civil war. And in that numerology, Putin decided to go to war with Ukraine. And 12/21, 2012 and 12/21, 2021. Think about those dates. Think about what you went through on 2019. Think about those dates on February 2, 2022. Look it up in astrology, astronomy. You do know that, you know, December 21st, 2021, December 21st, 2012. 2012 was the ending of an era, the ending of the old ways. 2021 was the beginning of what we would like, what was predicted, and what has different dialects of New World Order. Now, a lot of people will claim it's an apocalypse, but what if I told you there has been many apocalypses before this? I mean, everybody thinks it's the main one. It's been so many. Something amongst the universe creates chaos. Numerology is so important. But it's not for everyone because there's people that believe in religion and then they like to tiptoe and things that they say is forbidden and then try to sit here and denounce what we know. But was it not a star that Jesus Christ was born under? And wasn't it the North Star that we had to find Jesus? I think he was a paisa. He was born out in the farm with a donkey from a virgin, which you would think it was a clone. Artificial insemination in nowadays. Under the Bethlehem star. They say the day of his birthday, there was a unique star alignment to where there was more than 12 zodiac signs. It was supposed to be 13. But maybe the history I'm learning is wrong according to another part of history. Because to me, these books in different religion, to me is just a testimony of history and experiences of someone's spiritual warfare. Because it can be cut down and put in different dialects for different spiritual purposes. We might be learning something today instead of predicting the future, but they say it's written in the stars, right? There's a lot of stars up there. You could see stars in someone's eyes. You could see your DNA through your eyes. The galaxies that live within us. Do you know there's galaxies they're in your sacral area? We combine universe with someone when we decide to combine our fluids. So, is Jesus out of this world? Like he was a real motherfucking alien, yo. Man, Jesus did not need no fornication to be alive. He came through a different way, like his fathers, like Adam did and Eve, because Eve was created from Adam through a splice of the rib, which is still down here. Would not that be a C section? Wouldn't that be artificial intelligence, a man giving birth to a woman? Though I still do not denounce religion, I think it's a beautiful way to put things. I don't denounce spirituality. I believe it's amazing experiences. Really, can I denounce what you tell me is not true? I had to be there. I will have to be inside your body to feel what you see. Are different versions. Some people lie so damn much that they believe their own lies to where it becomes true in their eyes. And I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but I guess that's how it is writing a book, comical skits. You're not even in your body to see things differently. Like, you really think about how these people that create these movies What are you listening to and watching that makes you have these kinds of thoughts and impersonations and these characters in your heads? Are those actually your ancestors that you're putting into a book? I have had this conversation with you before, Virgo. I'm giving you hell of my time, but I want to give it to you, Virgo. You know, out of all the things I've been going through lately, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, I need to be able to talk to someone that has some fucking sense. The M for masses it's very silent. Take the M away from masses. We're talking about asses. It's very lonely knowing the truth. And the truth is that you could be a part of religion, spirituality, or parts of groups. So that doesn't mean that they're always telling you the truth. It doesn't mean that people mean well for you too. You know, Jesus Christ was born under the North Star for a fucking reason. The stars were a navigation gap. I mean, map. There's a gap to this story. I'm not denouncing what happened. I'm saying there's so much truth to what is being written in the stars and in books. It's so true that it can even sound like lies. True lies. I could tell you the number one is just a number, but that is a lie. People who compete every single day, they're trying to be number one. Without one, there can't be two. And in the beginning, last night or yesterday, I'm telling you, I had a seizure slash premonition. I don't know. And I thought to myself, keep everything private. Everyone says I'm like, but my life isn't private. It's not. I feel like, in a way, Jesus didn't have cameras on him, but his life wasn't private either. Even back then, they were writing about him, they were hearing stories about him. Word of mouth spread really fast about him and his gifts. And carrying everyone's burdens and knowing the truth. I wanted to talk about something else. Swine. Did you know pig has the same anatomy as a human physically? If you hang a pig like this, you ever see that in butchers? You know how I found this out? I used to, back before the movie came out, Alex Cross, I read the books on it. When I saw that movie come out, I was like, no fucking way. No way did this movie come out. There was a man that was after a serial killer. If you read the book is a lot more gruesome. Also, the girl with the dragon tattoo, the 3-book trilogy, the 3-movie trilogy. When I found out there was a movie on that after reading those books, I was like, wow. And I often ask myself the fascination that I have with this. Pigs, swine. In the Bible, it says that when Jesus was casting out evil spirits on people, the spirits had to take possession of something, and it was the pig. And then they flew off and they went into the ocean. Now, do you know most of the ocean has not been discovered? Who's to say these pigs did not like morph into something different, an alien type of creature? Sharks, octopuses. I found out the anatomy of the pig from watching the movie or reading the book of Alex Cross. He was after a serial killer who happened to be a butcher. Sick bastard. But it was a lot of books on this story on the pursuit of catching that serial killer. I think today I'm just pretty much channeling. In the Portland area right now, as we speak, there has been 6 women murdered. People are out here saying, there's a serial killer on the loose. Which is a pretty bold statement to put out there because it has to, I believe that they would rather have the Masons put it out there, but the Masons won't put anything out there until it has to be out there. For the most part, they try to take, and I believe there's more missing people than that. Human trafficking is very real. So it's safe to say sometimes the things that I channel is from very important people that do very important things, such as science, astrology, numerology, mediumship, psychic, all that is combined all in one into you could be going to school for this. Like if you're going to law school or you're going into like like spiritual practice, of high level. When you're in high level practice, this kind of shit is very real. These kind of topics are not meant for the public for a certain reason. You might be teaching the enemy how to get away with some horrible things. Now, I'm going to leave this to be continued because when I watched that psychic and the other psychic having a conversation, it ended just like that. Just know that sometimes you'll come across your kind that is there to help you and support you. And then there's times that you're going to come across someone that's going to give you the run for your money. You know what I'm saying? You have to be very witty and you're going to have to be very quiet about it. You can't tell your enemy that you know everything about them. And even though they were not your enemy, you will be pronounced enemy the moment that they know that you know what they did. That type of dark shit, don't nobody want it out like that. And this is I feel like if you're creating movies, it's these thoughts that enter you and you wonder where the fuck it's coming from. I'm wondering too because I'm reading it, my love. Or am I giving you ideas? Would it really be called stealing if I'm giving you content for free? What would you do if one day me and you could be in the room? I don't feel like anybody takes anything from me because we are always constantly cloning each other. There's books on teaching us how to clone, such as religion and spirituality, how you should conduct yourself always. We're constantly programming people on how to conduct themselves, and it's a cloning process to do that. In order for me to get this message from you, you have to have ears and be willing to listen. And then when you tell it to someone else, they have to have ears and be willing to listen. 444, it's the cloning process of the same spiritual ties. Is the mission really to get everybody in the same cloning process? I don't think Jesus was hating on his other 11 disciples, but he was not keen to the fact, it really hurt his spirit when he found out his best friend was going to betray him. Imagine being a psychic and you know that your best friend is going to betray you. You don't want to believe it, but your daddy told you they were going to do it. And so you hang out with the bad guy for a little bit because you're trying not to seek revenge. I always think of this part. It's always meaningful to me as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, because that's where God or Jesus was at, with the bad man, with the bad hombre. And he was having conversations about his father, about his family, about his life, what people said about him. And Jesus trying to keep his cool. He's like, damn, they're going to come for my ass. So there's no point in fighting back. You know what I'm saying? Because I will probably destroy everybody by just one look. I mean, if you really think about it, if Jesus wanted everybody lit the fuck up, he could have had that. But the fact that his best friend betrayed him, that was like, that had no fucking nothing to that. It's like, fine, I'm the bad guy. You sacrifice me, but I sacrifice self. And Judas was a spiritual person too. God wouldn't have chosen him if he wasn't spiritual. Jesus wouldn't have chosen if he wasn't spiritual. If he didn't have a divine gift. I don't trust perfect people. Even Jesus had weaknesses. It's the kind of weaknesses that you choose. But me, myself, and I. It's funny, the song will come on. When you sacrifice me, when you sacrifice myself, when I sacrifice I. You learn from your experiences. I know that was hell of an experience for Jesus. You know, we talk about all these other angels, our Michelangelo, Uriel, and all that. What about Jesus? What is Jesus doing? Where is Jesus? Then they say, you can find Jesus in you. I think he's there, but I think Jesus is teaching us the same lessons he had to learn. That's why he's in us, to learn the same experiences as him. To be relieved of sin, we have to go through the same experiences he went through when they throw rocks at you, but you never die. I'm gonna leave that at that.